Handful of FBI agents aren't the only ones feeling the heat from the watchdog report. The inspector general also faulted a former DOJ official for sharing some information about the Clinton email probe with her campaign chairman, John Podesta. The IG says former Assistant Attorney General Peter Schweizer demonstrated poor judgment in failing to recognize the appearance of a conflict of interest as Schweizer tried to get his son a job with the Hillary Clinton campaign. Emailing a Clinton staffer, "Let me know if you or someone else needs a great assistant. My 25-year-old son is ready for Hillary Rodham Clinton." All right, let's bring in Peter Schweizer, New York Times bestselling author of Clinton Cash. Peter, welcome. Great to have you with us.
Thanks, Shannon.
Okay, so let's start there with Peter Schweizer. I mean, he clearly had some connections and personal relationships with the Clinton campaign and others. What do you make of that initial assessment by the IG that, you know, there was some kind of connection, but it wasn't enough to taint this?
Well, I think it raises the question of why was he interacting the way in which he was, and why was he sharing information with John Podesta? I mean, the IG's report points out that he actually tipped off John Podesta, who was Hillary Clinton's campaign chairman, about the release schedule of the Hillary Clinton emails in 2016. At the same time that, as you pointed out, he's trying to get a job for his 25-year-old son. I mean, it just looks bad. This is the kind of swampish behavior people don't like. And if you say, well, it didn't really break any laws, that's not really the point. This is the Department of Justice. We expect impartiality, and we don't expect them to be sharing information they shouldn't be sharing while at the same time getting favors for family members. And that's clearly what he's trying to do.
Well, and someone else mentioned quite a few times in this report that a lot of folks may not have expected to figure so prominently is former Virginia Governor Terry McAuliffe, obviously very, very close to the Clintons, a key political player with them and the party more broadly as well. There's talk in here of his connection, his PAC's connection in donations to Andrew McCabe's wife. We've been over that territory before, but there's quite a lot of admonishment here that there were sizable donations and that the recusal happened, but maybe it wasn't fully respected by McCabe once this was in full play.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Andrew McCabe was told to recuse himself, to not be involved in the Clinton Foundation investigation, and he was anyway. And look, this is the way the Clintons have operated, you know, for more than 40 years in politics, and that is that they have a network of relationships and friends, and it makes it very difficult as far as a legal standard is there of proving a quid pro quo or some kind of collusion, because oftentimes it's a third party involved in a transaction. So in this particular case, you know, Hillary Clinton is under investigation by the FBI. Hillary Clinton has no connection with Andrew McCabe, but one of Hillary Clinton's close political allies, the governor of Virginia, is sending hundreds of thousands of dollars to the campaign of Andrew McCabe's wife. It's tangled, it's indirect, it's harder to prove, but it still leaves the same kind of stench. And that's really the problem. You know, people will say, Shannon, why is there this obsession with Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton on all this stuff? She's not in office anymore. The bottom line is this is not about the Clintons. It's about the rule of law. It's about impartial justice. And I think as this IG report shows, that's certainly not what we got in these Clinton investigations.
So a lot of folks reading this, especially conservatives looking at this report, say Hillary Clinton got all kinds of passes that she shouldn't have. It's clear that there were findings that the texts of a number of these FBI agents were supportive of Hillary Clinton and very anti-Donald Trump, then a candidate. But here is what the Senate's top Democrat, Chuck Schumer, had to say about it today.
Director Comey's mishandling of the publicity around the Clinton email campaign all accrued to the benefit of then-candidate Trump, not the other way around. It was Trump who benefited from all these mistakes, so it hardly reflects deep state or bias against him.
Okay, so that sort of sums up all of the press releases I got from every Democrat on the Hill in my email inbox today. It didn't help Hillary. It hurt her. It helped Donald Trump. There was no bias. The GOP is trying to link this to somehow discredit the Mueller investigation. There's no proof of a deep state. And that James Comey he went public with the Hillary Clinton email investigation, but he stayed silent on the Russia investigation, on and on and on. They say that it actually was very bad for Hillary Clinton in the end.
Well, I don't think that's the case, particularly when you look at the investigation at every single turn, whether it was the interview with her, the interview with her colleagues, and the special concessions they were granted, the fact that they didn't subpoena the devices, they simply asked for them. I could go on and on and on. In each one of those cases, the benefit redounded to Hillary Clinton. In the one case in which they argue that it hurt Hillary Clinton, it was the Comey announcement later that they were reopening the investigation. He had to do that because he had told a congressional committee earlier that there were no emails that were out there, and of course that was no longer the case. So he was forced to do that, not out of political calculation, but because he faced the very real possibility of being accused of lying to Congress. So it's just laughable to me that they take one incident in a long chain of events and say this one incident proves that there was no bias. You simply can't look at this in any systematic way and come to any other conclusion that Hillary Clinton got favorable treatment, extensive favorable treatment in this investigation.
All right. Peter Schweizer, thank you for joining us tonight. Great to have you.